Hi guys, welcome back. ZRL season is back amongst us. So round two then is City Showdowns, and as with most ZRL, we are straight in first round TTT. So Team Time Trial. This one is on Greatest London Flat. It's about 31 kilometres. It's 147 metres of elevation. So not completely flat, but also not too climby along the way. Well, this recently just happened. So I went from pace category A to pace category B, so I was downgraded. I believe it's just got to do with the efforts that I've put in over the last 90 days, and I've not maintained the above 4.2 watts per kilo that I needed to maintain pace category A, and I think a lot of my races have kind of just been under that. So I've been dropped down to pace category B. But when one door closes, another one opens. And last season I did race for TMP Galibier team, and we did great, right? In A2 league, we finished second, and we did really well. And I raced every single round of that. So I really enjoyed that, even though I was in the hurt locker for a lot of it. In the margins between round one and round two, we've recruited, so we've got a slightly bigger team now. And when the availability went out, we actually had 7 riders available for the TTT. Now we know it's only 6 riders to ride and 4 to count, so one would have had to drop out. And fortunately for me, our BCAT team of TMP Tourmalet was a rider short. So they had one rider short, and I was the only rider in Galibier that was classed as a BCAT, so I could drop down and help them out for this week. So I gladly did so. And this is me riding in the Shamrock League, I believe. So this was like 6:30 in the evening, so quite a competitive kind of league. So follow along. We'll talk you through the process and some of the things that we did as part of the round one then, or stage one of round two. Enjoy. So in the pen now, we've got a couple of minutes until we start. I'm just warming up and just took a gel on. I am talking to the team on Discord, and you will probably hear some of that as we go through. But what we are looking at is the calculator that we did online, which kind of shows the order that we're going to run in, so all 6 of us, and then what are pulls on the front, so what watts we're going to hold for the minute that we're going to be on the front. Additionally, I've got my iPad open with some racing notes on, which I gladly used JD from JD's Discord. He pumped out some fantastic notes, noting when there's going to be things like the 5% drag for 500 metres, and it's just letting the teams know what's coming up as we're riding along. So we're just discussing tactics now. We are going to optimize this as much as possible to try and be as smooth as we can go. So you see the team ahead now moving off, and we'll move to the front of the pen, so we've got less than a minute. And when we set off, we're just going to use the first minute or so just to get in a pace line and get in order, but just everyone get up to the watts that they would be pulling if they were taking a turn. So if there was ever a time to panic, it's 22 seconds in when you realise you haven't adjusted your trainer difficulty down to 0, because this will help with the TTT. So I try to get on as quick as I can, and obviously I'm fumbling through things trying to get it on, because this should reduce any changes that you need to do, and a lot of people change it depending on what course they're on. And then we're away. Right, so I'll start my minute now. So as I'm on the front and I'm going to be captain in this, I call out the timings. So I'll give them a 30-second warning when half that time's up. and then I'll give a 10-second warning and a countdown from 5. So you should hear the 30-second warning.
Thirty seconds.
And then the 10 seconds really, so that the second wheel can start gradually ramping up to their watts. Well, the first wheel should be kind of slowing down, so the smooth transition from first to second, and letting the first drop to the back of the course, the back of the tail.
10 seconds. You know when the calling's calling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change.
And this continues on for 40 odd minutes, so I'm sure they were sick of my voice by the end of this then.
Looking good. Nice straight line at the back here. That's 30 seconds.
So it's really important for the guy who's second wheel as he comes through not to surge, because it'll just break up the pack. It is quite difficult without steering to kind of stay in a straight line, but we do manage it. But yeah, it's important not to surge and just to kind of maintain a smoothness throughout.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Change. Great changes. You know when the calling's calling. And it's calling more. And it keeps on calling.
So sped up now, we just kind of keep the rotations going, and I'm calling out the timings. We get to the first climb here, and what we don't do is surge up as a pack. We just stay in order, so that when we get to the top we can just continue with the rotations as we go through. And that kind of continues all the way through what is probably one of the longest lead-ins on a TT that I've ever done. And again, we approach a climb now, and we don't surge up it, we just kind of try to maintain the pace line all the way through. And we start to notice that we are closing in a little bit on the teams up ahead. So the aim of the Team Time Trial is to get the 4 fastest riders across the line, and unfortunately at this point we have Nick's struggling, so he does his turn on the front for his minute, and then he does kind of drop off the back. He lets us know, but it's still great that he's stuck for as long as he did, and with that what we had to do was quickly readjust the order. And again, with the other climbs, with this one we just pace lined it up there, didn't go hell for leather, and we just stuck it as it was. As we then get further into this then, we're just checking up on everyone, make sure everyone's okay, and just make sure that we can try and finish strong with 4, but we're noticing now we're starting to pick off some individual riders, and before you know it we can see that the team up ahead is only 10-11 seconds away. With that then, so we decide we're all going to push up the ramp, and we've got it down to 10 seconds before you know it, and we can see them in the distance now, and that does have a little bit of a motivation in there, because it will make you push a couple of extra watts, I think. So as we now catch the first team that was ahead of us, in the distance we do start to notice there is a couple of other teams as well. So we are just still sticking with the rotations, knowing that Nick's now dropped off now, so Gary just goes straight in after Matt, and we pass the second team. And as we pass the second team, then I think that is just about it. We get to the next climb, and again we don't go hell for leather, and the team behind us take a couple of seconds off us, but as soon as we get to the top we're back on the power, and that's the point there. At this point Dylan's struggling a little bit, so we just get him to skip a few turns, so when it comes to his turn he just rolls to the back, because having that extra body in there is great for adding the draft rather than just having the 4 riders. And then we're in the last 400 metres, and we do push really hard to provisionally finish first, but then the team that was just behind us just pipped us to the post. But what that did mean was, out of the 12 teams that were in the same time slot, we did finish second, so it was a great effort, and we beat our predicted time. So if you remember, our predicted time was 42:30, so we beat it by just under 5 seconds, and that was with crossing the line with 4 riders. So that was a great effort by the team, and hopefully a great start to the rest of ZRL. I might be racing with these guys next time, or I potentially could be back with the Galibier team, but stay tuned, there should be more on the horizon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.